As you say, there had been a number of Cobra meetings during February to which you hadn't been invited.
This is Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, giving evidence at the COVID inquiry where he's being asked about invitations to attend Cobra meetings concerning the virus. These meetings would have been at the beginning of the spread of COVID throughout the world, so pretty important.
We come then to Friday the 28th of February, and a request we know was made on that day for you to attend a Cobra meeting that was due to take place at the beginning of the next week, on the 2nd of March, the Monday. And we can, for these purposes, just look at an email exchange. This is 118997. It says this: the Mayor's Chief of Staff has asked whether Number 10 intend to invite the Mayor to the Cobra meeting regarding coronavirus on Monday, that's the 2nd of March. Given its large number of airports, hospitals and international visitors, London is, of course, potentially one of the most at-risk places. In the evening, the reply comes back, no, spoken to those leading, the Mayor will not be invited to the Cobra on Monday.
That's pretty incredible, as this was the 6th COVID Cobra meeting, and that's the first to be attended by Boris Johnson. Here's Michael Gove defending Johnson's absence from the first 5 meetings.
The idea that the Prime Minister skipped meetings that were vital to our response to the coronavirus, I think is grotesque. The truth is that there are meetings across government, some which are chaired by the Health Secretary, some which are chaired by other ministers, but the Prime Minister took all the major decisions. And I think anyone who considered what happened to the Prime Minister just a little while ago, nobody can say that the Prime Minister wasn't throwing heart and soul into fighting this virus.
Absolute crap, with Gove using a dash of indignity to slam his point home. Of course, this is the same Johnson he's defending who ended up in hospital because...
I'm shaking hands continuously. I was at a hospital the other night where I think there were actually a few coronavirus patients, and I shook hands with everybody.
That guy was leading our country, the same guy who couldn't even concentrate on serious information being given to him by scientific advisors.
So I do not think that there was necessarily a unique inability to grasp some of these concepts with the Prime Minister at the time, but it was hard work sometimes to try and make sure that he had understood what a particular graph or piece of data was saying.
Mr. Johnson, it hardly needs saying, was the man who was making decisions that had incredibly broad impacts on the whole country. And it was critical, was it not, that he did understand the advice that he was being given?
Yes.
Click here for some more COVID inquiry.